Hello, beautiful, beloved twin flames. This is Stephanie Parasha, Divine Light, coming out to you from Aotearoa, New Zealand. What a week. Oh my goodness. It's been really, really full on for many. Obviously, the energy as we move towards Christmas time is building up for us anyway on the planet. Everybody gets incredibly busy at this time of year and stressed and frustrated and yet in the midst all of that, there is we're getting a lot of blessings as well. So a real mixture energetically this week. I want to bring through quite a few messages to do with the energies that are going on right now, which, although are mixed, you may resonate with the various energies that I'm going to talk about. So earlier on in this week, there was definitely what I felt a lot of people were feeling was a lot of frustration. And what I'm talking about here is the collective, the twin flame collective, and obviously also on many realms, the wider collective. There was a lot of frustration to the point of some people definitely having big, strong emotions and in many ways explosions. I could feel the energy early on in the week being really a lot of frustration coming from those twins that have just kind of got to the point where they've really had enough and they're not feeling patient at all anymore. They no longer want to hear that message. Have patience, trust, surrender. I felt that those people were ready to throttle anyone that told them that, and they just were in that state of wanting to shake their twin awake, getting really, really frustrated with the whole thing. And even I myself went into that for about a day again. So at the time it was incredibly frustrating, but I can see now as I've moved through it how important it was to actually feel that energy. So what I mean by that is when we're feeling frustrated, when we're feeling angry, when we're disappointed, when we're whatever, it's an emotion. And, for so long we've been trained since we were brought up as little children that we don't express our emotion, like we don't have a big tantrum. We need to put a lid on that. So, we get trained to just keep our emotions under control to our detriment. Obviously we don't want everyone going around spilling out all over the place or directing their strong emotions and anger at other people, yet we've never really been encouraged or taught how to release our emotions in a healthy way. So when I felt frustrated early on this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was ready to blow. I was really feeling like, rah, I've had enough, and I just wanted to yell and scream at my twin. I wouldn't have done that in person to him, but I definitely was doing that energetically and say, look, would you just hurry up? I'm over this and I've had enough, and would you just hurry up and awaken, because I really need you to be on board with this and I'm just over it. And, I was sort of putting out that energy. I was angry at the universe. I got in my car, I put on some heavy rock, and I just went, rah, and I really let out my anger. Obviously, it wasn't directed at anyone, and I really felt that to be healthy. I really felt it's important to be able to release that energy, and not only that, but to sort of come around with it and realize that strong energy can actually be really helpful if it's channeled in the right direction. So I could see that there was some things that I needed to do, and how to utilize that energy, how to bring it back in and channel it for good use. So it's like, okay, it's all very well to project onto someone else and say, well, why aren't you doing blah, blah, blah? And, we're as we're awakening and becoming more aware and more conscious, we realize that, okay, well, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I again, turn the mirror back on myself. What am I doing to make this happen? What am I still holding on to in myself? And again, we don't want to hear that. We'd rather it just be instant and everything to go our way. We tend to not want to go deep and look within and want to look at ourselves. But I did decide that it was important to look at some of my hidden beliefs, and it was actually through a reading that I did for a client, which I'll have to say thank you very much. I'm actually going to share not anything personal about them, but the questions that I was given and guided to ask that client through spirit about their own blocks to the union were completely relevant, I believe, to all of us to ask. And if you haven't asked yourself these questions, I would urge you to sit in a quiet place and really, really check in with yourself on whatever hidden beliefs you may be hiding about true love and about your deservedness to love. So the questions that I have here that I think if you've got the time to sit with and ask yourself were do you believe in true love? Like, really ask yourself that. Just sit quietly. Do I believe in true love? And just hear what comes up, and just let it come, whatever comes up. Have that conversation with yourself. Hear the part of you that says, oh, what a load of rubbish, or, well, whenever I've had love in the past, it's always turned to disaster. Or hear yourself and what you are holding, because those are your beliefs. And if you're holding any belief that says it's not possible to have true love, it's time to change those beliefs and really start believing that this is possible. The next one, number 2, was ask yourself, do I deserve love? And again, when I sat with that question in myself, I asked myself, do I deserve love? There was a little part of me that says, I think I do. I was a little bit, not entirely 100% sure. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe I don't get that. Maybe other people get that. I'm still sort of holding on to those kind of vague beliefs that is not 100% really strong, firm, committed. Yes, I deserve love. Okay, so again, I want to hear us all saying, we deserve love. I deserve love. I deserve the best. And again, the second part of that would be, do you deserve someone to love you unconditionally and to be with the person that you're meant to be with, that is your exact match? So again, I had to really look at what I was holding on to in those beliefs, that I had uncovered a hidden belief that sort of said, well, I do have loved many in the past, and it's been often unrequited, and so the people that do have loved me, unfortunately, I've not felt the same way about. And so it seems like this unfair kind of imbalance in the universe, yet it's something inside of me that says the person that I love never loves me back. So I'm actually carrying that belief. And then I'm also saying to myself, the only people that really love me are people that I don't really love. So that's a belief. So again, we've got to look at what beliefs we're holding, really go a little bit deeper on that, and see how much of what we're saying is preventing us and blocking us and creating the frustrations. So owning it, taking responsibility. At the same time, that frustration can also be used if you're not feeling that you feel as if maybe you've already done all that, and I've done enough, and I'm still frustrated, and my twin's still not paying attention to me, or they're going off with someone else, and I've done all these healings, and I've done all my clearings, and I've done all this work. Okay, so how about you look at the bigger picture? And I got shown this as well. I said, okay, well, we've got a massive collective of twin flames out there on the planet. Imagine how amazing the planet would be if we were all able to clear all of our blocks and activate our connections and turn on the switch that says it's time to be in the love, and really feel that energetically, and tap into the grid system on the planet that is ready and wired to go, that says it's our time now. And how about we do more of that energy work on the collective mission? So instead of just focusing on your personal union, how about you focus on the wider collective beliefs that if we're all collectively holding and anchor, we all need to shift, because some of the beliefs that I just talked about are held by many, many, many people. So if we're all holding on to those beliefs, we need to shift that as a group. So again, connecting into the group, to the grid, to the collective, in terms of activating and turning on our love and our light, and hoping that the more of us that do that, instead of staying in this space of frustration and it's not going to happen, it's taking too long, why not? And as I'm saying this, I've just spotted a beautiful kingfisher bird has just come and sat on the fence right outside. I've got my door open and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just, I can't believe it. It's just sitting there. Anyway, so, again, no more waiting, no more passive. We need to activate. We need to be passionate. We need to be feeling actively involved in this process of doing the work that we need to do to really get passionate about what we're here to do. Right, sorry about that. I had to pause for another second because I saw a massive spider. So I had to just get that spider outside. So, right, well, I'm just getting focused again. So what I find is, that obviously from time to time we fall off we fall off the twin flame wagon, and we sort of can drop down into despair and frustration and loneliness and, disappointments and I'm not saying we should be happy and positive all of the time. That would be like saying it's only going to be summer and there's all of the time and it's going to be sunshine and happiness, when we know that living on this earth involves all the various types of weather, and that sometimes it rains and sometimes there's raging storms and wind, and that's the universe letting us know that it's letting out its energy. So if we're energetic beings, we're also going to feel the range of emotions. So I'm all about honouring and respecting and validating whatever emotion you're feeling, to really feel that and let that go and let it out and release it. However, if we stay for longer periods of time in that state of sort of despair and longing and loneliness, that is not going to be helpful. We do need to shift again out of that and get ourselves into a more positive mindset, a more faithful mindset, which again I'm always trying to bring us to. Even myself, I know I went into this week, but I bring myself as out of it as soon as I can, where I say, look, I might not be getting any signs this week. I might not have had any communication with my twin, whatever it is. But I'm going to do what I need to do because I'm still dedicated to the mission. So if you can just hear what I'm saying here, is that whether my twin's awake or not, I believe that all twins, that love and light needs to come onto this planet, and that all people deserve to have love and to have union. And I believe that in myself, so I'm bringing that in and I'm anchoring that energy in, whether or not, and through doing that, if the more of us that do that, that is going to awaken the sleepy twins. We may not be able to go and physically shake them awake and say, hey, look, do you realize we've got this mission to do? Don't you see? They're not going to hear us when we talk in that way. But what energetically they may feel is when we go about our work in a way that is energetic and spiritual, and we commit to the mission of love on this planet, and be prepared to have, the patience that our twin will awaken, and have the faith that our twin will awaken when we commit to this path. That is what will work. That is how it works on this path. It's not a 3D thing. We talk about this a lot, but we've got to remember that. We've got to come back to the energetics of what's involved, the energetics of the Twin Flame mission, which are about, and I get really passionate about this, and you can feel that in me because I know my mission, I know what I'm here to do, and a lot of it is about emotion. Emotion is the energy in motion. When our energy is not in motion, it's blocked, and that we're just sitting there passively, not doing anything, just, trusting and surrendering is one thing. That's absolutely true. We can definitely trust and surrender, but yet we can also have a part of us that is actively involved in our own inner healing work and our bigger mission of the collective twin flame. So the more the awakened twins activate ourselves, activate the planet, bring love and light in, and hold the high vibrations, the more our sleepy twin will be awakened. And I got shown that an analogy which I thought was really cool. And they said to me, the more and more of us that activate certain grid points on the planet, so there are definitely geographical locations that need to be activated that hold this vibration. So it's about tuning into your surroundings. You might be sort of guided to go and be in a certain place of the earth and activate that place in terms of it's time to light up our grid system, our earthly grid system. Excuse me. And you also may be, guided to bring groups of people together to sit and meditate and activate and transmit the healing energies of love and light. Like, that is our bigger mission. So maybe that's also what you might be guided to do in whatever way, shape or form, and you'll be doing this in many different ways. We've all got a part to play here, all of us collectively. One person's light makes a huge difference to the rest. So what that happens is, sorry, the analogy I'll get back to. What happens when we activate that light grid and it turns on the light? It's like our sleepy twin. It's like they're asleep and suddenly it's like somebody's turning the light on and they're kind of like trying to wake up, but they can't adjust to the light. It's too bright and they're like, oh, can you turn the light off? I'm trying to get to sleep here, but the light's on. And, so they've kind of got to be forced awake because the light's on, if you get what I mean. So that's kind of how they've shown it to me spiritually. I personally have been guided and given a place where I need to be on a certain date and time in the not too distant future, where I will be doing a major activation for twin flames. So again, my work is coming from the personal to becoming more collective. And I mean, I'm already obviously doing the collective work by sharing my journey with you and what I tune into. And so in doing that, so I sort of went from that energy this week to feeling, earlier on in the week, feeling really frustrated with my situation and feeling as if it wasn't really going anywhere, and then deciding to sort of shift the energy and coming into this space of seeing the bigger picture and the bigger work that needs to be done, and feeling really powerful about that, and feeling very passionate about that, feeling very purposeful about that. And I really, as soon as I know more information about that, I will be sharing that with you, because the more of us that come together in those certain time zones and geographical zones to activate the energies, the more powerful it'll become. And to get to gain your contribution of energy in whatever way, shape or form as well, will also benefit your twin flame journey as well. So, because that shows your commitment as well on a bigger scale. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that closer to the time. A little tidbit of information is that it's connected to the Taj Mahal. As you know, that I'll be going to India next year, early next year, and I have a very strong connection to India because I lived there for 10 years. I worked there. I was married to an Indian man, and my daughter is half Indian, and she was born in Delhi. So that's just a bit of information about me. So for me and my connection, the twin flame mission is aligned to India, and there is definitely some spots in India, and as I'm saying this, and obviously the Taj Mahal is going to be one of them, for the main reason is that it's the monument completely dedicated to love. And I do believe as I'm saying this, that Shah Jahan, who was the Mughal emperor who built that beautiful monument to his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, they were twin flames. So we've got to reactivate the passion, some of this old passionate romance that's kind of got lost along the way, as well as bringing it into the now moment and creating something very modern in this modern day and age, which is bringing back love and light to this planet. And so that's what it's all about. So I'll be telling you more about that as it gets closer to the time. And but be ready sort of around from about February, March 2018. But even just thinking about that is exciting, thinking that we're going to be doing work like that together to activate, to turn on those lights, to wake up our twins. It's going to be awesome. So now I've just pulled 3 cards because I wanted to get some positive messages for twin flames this week, and I got one for our for our awakened twins, and one for our sleepy twin, and one for just in general for the journey for this week. So our awakened twins have got the card called Alchemy. So again, that's really how I'm interpreting that card, is knowing that even though you may be experiencing what we would call darker emotions or negative thoughts, that those are the energies that transform, and they transform into gold, because this week those energies that I was feeling, of anger and frustration got turned into something really powerful. And so, be prepared to see that although you might be experiencing or feeling as a difficulty right now, is you tuning up and creating power and passion in your life on your twin flame mission. So, and it'll turn you in the direction of active. You're needing to activate. So your sleepy twin has got the card of empowerment. So it is important for them to realize that they are also powerful, and power is a big energy right now that's coming forth for them to realize that they can make a difference in their own lives. They're telling me power is also related to what we were just talking about in terms of they're about to be activated. That's how they're wanting me to interpret that card. Actually, they're saying don't read the card like that. Okay, so just see the word power. They said power as if it's a light switch, light bulbs going off big time, big awakenings, big shaking awakening. Some of the disappointment that you're feeling is turning into that gold. Like I said, that's awakening your twin. It's as if they're getting shaken awake because they can hear you going, come on. and they're responding to that. They're starting to really, really, really wake up. And so this is creating going to be creating a huge change, a big wave, another wave of awakening. So be rest assured, this is, we're progressing. Do not think just because, whatever the planets or the full moon and it's all whatever, we're not. It's all progressing. We're on track. We just keep going. And, again, even in my own journey, with my personal journey with my twin this week, by the end of the week, I was back communicating with him. We were really connected again, and things had gone a bit funny for whatever reason because of my own fears and doubts creeping in and weirdness, and so we're back to, hey, cool, can't wait to see you again. It's been a while, looking forward to the next meetup, sort of thing. So we're good, guys. Come on, we're all doing really well out there. So remember that, and you will have that. You will. And the more of us that are having that, that's all going to ripple out to all of the rest of you. So I'm sending out heaps and heaps of love and light to you all this week. If you're feeling like you need some extra support and guidance, please contact me. The information is there below. I'm really happy to help. And yeah, all the best, and we'll talk again really soon. Bye for now.